Hello and welcome to another RPA tutorial video. Today in this tutorial video, we are going to learn about date time operations in Automation Anywhere. Before start, in case if you are visiting this channel for the first time, I would request you to kindly subscribe this channel to get notification of our upcoming videos. Okay, now let me go to Automation Anywhere to see what are the options available under this date time packages. Okay, so here we can see under this date time package, we can perform actions like, we can add date, or we can assign some date to the variables, or we can compare a date, and we can perform some other activities which is required in order to complete date related actions in any of the RPA projects. So we will understand these things step by step to make you more understand, or it can give you more idea how you can use these options in your real-time projects. So let me give you an example. So here there are few files available. Now I want to rename these files along with the file name. So basically this file name will be there, and I want to just add the date, today's date. So we'll see that also. So before that, let's understand how we can use these options. So in order to show this current date or a system date in a message box, so how it can be done. So if you select a message box from here, so let's say I'm just opening a message box, and here if you try to find a date time, so you can see this date time system variable is there, but you cannot display this date time directly in the message box. Okay, because here we won't get options to convert into string. So in order to see that date time in the message box, so what we have to do, we have to first convert that date time into the string. So if I come again into the date time, okay, you can see the to string option is there. So if I keep here the to string, and here we can see we have the options. So here you have to select the date variable. So in our case, we have the system date. Okay, and here we have two things available. First is the format, okay, which is provided, which is the inbuilt options. Like if you click here, you can see there are some formats which is already available here. So let's select any. I'm selecting this one. Okay, and after that you have to assign that this date value, okay, into a variable. So here you can see the date, the variable type is automatically selected as the string. So I'm just creating a variable str date so we can understand. Okay, now if I once again go to the message box, and here we can see this str date is there. Now if I run this, so it will show the system date in the message box. Okay, so we can see here this date is coming here. Okay, let me go back once again. So here, let's say I'm not going to use this format. So I have the options to select my own format also. So this custom format will help you or allow you to select date format based on your choice. So that is also the formats that can be support. You can see here. So these are the formats which is given here. So I'm just going with the first one. So let's say I'm going with the year, month, and date. So you have to just put it here. Now, if I run this, we'll get the date in this format only. So in case if you want to know more about the format and this date time package, so you can refer to this document which is provided by Automation Anywhere to get more idea. I'll share this link in the description section. Okay, so now we can see the date is available as per the given format. So in case if you want to change this format, so let's see how it can be done. So I'm just going with DD mm and yy, and I'm just removing this one. So this will give me the another format of date. So I'm just running this. So we can see here this 18 Jan 2022 is giving. So by this way, we can display a date into a message box. So now let me disable this. Okay, now let's see how this add will help. So this add options in datetime will help you on adding I can say a date or time or minute. So a time value you can add to a particular date. Okay, so in order to add anything, you have to first select a date. So I'm going with this system date only, and what time value you want to add. So I'm just putting 1, and from here time you need to add, you'll see the options which you can add. So we have the millisecond, seconds, minute, hour, day, month, year, everything is here, right? So let me add a day. So I'm just putting 1, adding this into this system of a variable date, 1 day. So currently you can see in my system it's 18 Jan. So it should give the output as 19 Jan, right? So I'm just selecting the variable. So here we have to create a variable. So this variable will be your date time variable only. Okay, so I'm just putting date time. Okay, so we can understand this is a variable which I have created. Okay, so now to see that value, okay, what we have to do, we have to again use this to string option, right? So I'm just using here, and here I will just select this date time. Okay, and in the format I'll go and select with dd and YYY. Okay, now once again I'll select this str date, so we can see that into a message box. I'm just keeping this message box here. Okay, so we can see here the now date is showing 19, so 1 day has been added here. Let's see what else we can do here. So instead of date, let's say I want to add a month. Okay, now let me run. So it will show me the date of the month of the February. Okay, so we can see. So by this way, we can now add the value into the particular date. Okay, now let me drag this assign. Okay, so this assign will help you on assigning a date value to a particular variable. So here, let's say I have a date called, let's say the 15th Jan. Okay, and now I'll go with my own format. So I'm just going with dd YY. Okay, so this assign will help you to assign something. So here I will just select this date time. Okay, and now again we need to use this string to convert that value into the string. So I have selected this and this str. So now let me run from here. Correct. So you can see here this 15 Jan is coming here in this variable. So with the help of this assign command, we can assign a date value to any of the variables. So you can see here it is mentioned to select the source date time variable or value. So here you can select either a variable or you can put the value also. Let's see, this is after. So what is the use of this? Okay, so this is after will help you on comparing a two date. Okay, so let's see. I have a source date called system date. And now I can see this date and time variable to compare. I'm going with this date time. Okay. And here we are going to just compare the system date with another date. So if you remember here, I have just added this 15 Jan. Okay. So I'm just disabling this one. So we'll have this DT date time with the value of 15 Jan 2022. And the current system date will have the value as 18th of Jan. So we are just comparing this date is like this is after function is how it works. Okay, so I have given both the date source and the date where I want to compare. And now here we need to create a variable. So basically here we need to create a Boolean variable. Okay, so I just put a variable called date check. Okay, so this will give us the output in the form of yes or no. So I'm just putting this message box here. So this date check, and we need to convert this into string. Now let's run and see. We can see here this message box is showing as true. Okay, so now let me go to the code and see. So this is the date, our source data date, and if you see here, this is after we are just putting. So this is my source date, and we are comparing with this. So this date is after this date. So 18 Jan is after 15 Jan. So that is the reason this is showing as a true. So in case if I will change this to 19 and if I run this, so it will give the output as false. Right, so we can see here. So we can see here this message box is showing as false because the 19 is the source date which we have used is like not matching the conditions. Now let's see is before how this works. So I'm just removing this line and I'm keeping here. Okay, so here this is before will compare the date, two dates here also. It will be same, but it will do the opposite. So I will just select this, the system date, and the date which we are going to compare is this. And again, I'll select this Boolean variable date check. And now let me run this. Okay, so this is giving the true because it is matching the condition. Okay, now let's see this equal. So I'm just removing this line and see how this equal will work. So basically this is equal will compare to date and it will give you the output. So I'm just selecting this and this would be my compare date. And here again, I'll go with the check. So we have 19 Jan in our DT date time variable and system date will have the 18. So it will give the out, this Boolean message box will give you the output as false. Okay, so we can see. So in case if both the dates are same, so it will give you the output as true. So I've just changed to 18 Jan. Now let me run this. So you can see here, this is giving as false. So similarly, let's see how we can use this subtract command. So I'm just removing this. And here, this is my source variable. Okay. And the time value which I want to subtract, let's go with 1. And now I'm going to just remove a day. Okay. And now I'll assign into this DT variable. And now we don't need this. So I'll come here. And in the message box, I will select this date variable. Right. So we can see this 17 Jan. So basically it is just like 18 minus 1. So that is the reason it is giving the 17. So by this way, we can use this subtract option. So with the help of this add, assign, is after, or subtract, or to string, we can do almost everything related with the date. So these features are a new package which is available in Automation Anywhere Automation 360 is very helpful and help us on performing all the activities or action related with the date. Now, let's see real-time requirement, how we can use this date time operations with one of the files and folder rename option. So currently I have this many files available in this particular folder. Now I want to put the date in the beginning followed by the file name. So let's see how we can do that. So in order to read or rename all the files which is available in the folder, we'll go with the loop. So if you go to the loop, we have the options available, files folder. So I'll select this one. And here I need to put the file path. So I will just give this file path here. Now I will create a dictionary variable to store the file name and the extension. So let's go with this files and folder. So this will help you on getting the file name and the extension for the file which is present in the particular folder. So let me put a message box. And here I will just select the dictionary variable. So files and folder, and I will just go with the name. Okay, so I'm just passing this key name, and this will show us all the file name which is present in the folder. Okay, so this is the first file. Okay, so now let's see how we can rename it. So in order to do that rename, we need to go with the rename option. So in files and folder, we have the rename. So I'll just put inside the loop. Okay, yeah. Before that, I need to put a date, right? So I'll go and use this string. Okay, I'll just enable this command. And here I will select a system date. And I'm just going to assign this into the str date. Okay, so it can get the value from this str date to this loop. So I'll just come here, and here we need to select the file path. So I'll just put the file path. Okay, and here we need to put the file name also. So I'll just put a slash and I will select the file name. And I will put the extension as PDF, as we have only PDF files available. So I'm just going with the PDF only. But in case if you have multiple files, so in that case, you can go with the if conditions in order to select the particular extension, or you can pass that extension into dictionary also. Okay, the new file name would be, I'll just select the new file name. I want to keep the same file name only. Okay, this name. And in the beginning, I just put underscore and I will just put a date. So I will just select this str date and at the end dot PDF. So this option will rename our files. So now let me run and see. Okay, this is done now. So if you see here, the file name is updated with now the current date. So in case if you have a requirement like this, you can easily use this date time operations or date time package to perform this type of requirement. So that's all from this date time operation tutorials. In case if you have any question or any suggestion, you can either mail us or you can also put into the comment section. If you like this video, so don't forget to click on the like button and also subscribe this channel. So thank you so much.